In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can develop your own marketing edge, and I'll be giving you in-depth processes to be able to make sure that you have a system to get information, to apply this information, to use it to execute on your clients, and to really develop a competitive skill set that sets you apart in the marketplace. Hi, my name is Xander, and I'm an internet marketer for 6- and 7-figure agency owners and product owners as well. And I help them to sell more services and info products online. This is going to be a long video, and if you have a short attention span, you can't focus for more than 20 to 30 minutes, well, just look for someone else, because I'm not going to give you any hacks, shortcuts, or tricks that you can use. Everything that I will be talking about here is process driven, and it goes into depth and detail, and I explain every reason why you should even try it in the first place. If you prefer not to think, if you prefer to accept everything else, that everyone just spoon feeds you the simplest marketing trick, you can just leave now. But if you like to enjoy a well thought out way of developing your competitive edge, of developing your ability to sell, of creating that marketing alpha for yourself, then stick around, because I'll show you how to get that marketing edge. This video is specifically for the thinkers, those that can apply deeply, those that work through each of the arguments, and those that are willing to get a real insight that will change your business and your life. Many of these insights have allowed me to skip the fucking around phase and go straight to getting real results for my clients in my life. And it's not about how I deliver these results, like helping a client to generate $100K USD in revenue in 2 weeks, or helping another consultant to close $26K just through simple text messages. It's about how I developed these skills in the first place and how I learned to learn in the marketing space. It's about how I crafted my edge, my abilities, and my skill sets. And before we talk about getting a competitive edge in marketing, maybe a 10 to 20% in terms of like performance, you're doing 10 to 20% better than your competitors, let's address the more important question, which is why even bother trying to beat the market in the first place? Just aim for average, right? Average marketing campaigns, average results, average client acquisition, average in business gets you killed, because it puts you in the 80% of losers that don't eat up any of the pie at all. If you know how any industry works, you know that only the top 10% take 80% of the cash. And if you're in the bottom 80%, if you're in the average, so to speak, you basically are not going to perform well at all, and you might as well not play the game. And for that reason, this practical side of things, it's why being average will get you killed in this game. And now that we know that being exceptional is very, very important, this is the new normal that you should be bringing yourself to. So, what does having a marketing edge really do for you? Number one, you become a source of advice. People look for you, and you don't have to chase anymore. Number two, you don't have to fight to close. You simply state who you've been working with, and your status sells itself. Number three, you get more freedom from your clients. They trust you to take on more responsibility, do more work, and this leads to them paying you more. Number four, you might get invited to speak at important conferences where you get to share your insights and your unique way of doing things. Number six, you have better client retention because your client doesn't leave you, and simply because you are actually getting results for them. So if any of these things are really important to you, I want you to commit to developing your unique marketing edge, whether it's through working with me or through creating your own systems that help you to get that competitive skill or that alpha. So let's just clear up the terms. I've been using the word alpha a lot because it describes the difference between and investors' results versus the standard S&P 500. So I'm borrowing this concept and bringing it into marketing to compare you with the marketer next to you or your industry's average results. So basically, we're talking about the fight to be exceptional, to have a lower cost per lead, to have a higher booked appointment to close ratio, to have a higher conversion rate. All of these small battles you have to win in order to conquer the larger marketing war. So now that we know it's important, let's talk about developing your unique marketing alpha and the in-depth strategies that you can use to create your own unique position in the marketplace, not just one that you cook up out of your ass because some guru told you to be special, right? But something that you're actually talented at. There's a big difference between the two. So I'm going to go from simple to advanced in terms of creating this marketing edge for yourself, and we're going to be going through 6 steps. First step is understanding what your core skill is. Second step, buying courses and coaching. Third step, networking and gaining status. Fourth step, being a student of the history of advertising so that you're able to track the trends. Fifth step is to be the first to test out new things in the industry. And the last step is to be open-minded to things that could possibly destroy you or put you out of business. So let's talk about level 1, figuring out what your core skill and your core niche is. There's some experimentation required with this phase, but this is how your search function is going to look like when you are thinking about developing your first core skill. So the first thing is you want to look at all the high income skills that is in the market right now. You want to look at, just create a list of them, right? This could come from the gurus that you're buying from, the whatever people are selling, high ticket closing, media buying, copywriting, design, blah, 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 graphic. All of this, just list them down. They can all make money. It's just a matter of, are you talented enough to be in the top 10% if you pick this as your niche? So number 2, after you've kind of searched out and listed out all the possible ways that you could be making money, number 2 is to look and really be very intentional about choosing which skill it is that you want to master. It is one that you can dedicate yourself for the next 2 to 3 years of doing so. And number 3 is you simply go and master it. So this is how you develop your core skill and the backbone of your marketing agency, your marketing edge, your marketing anything. You still have to be talented. You can't just rely on outsourced talent. You have to be able to know what you're actually doing. And from then on, once you've done these 3 steps, you can start to have leverage where you're able to serve your clients at a higher level and get them results that they want. If you're in it to make the money, which I think you are, if you are here, and you're in it to do it well, just keep testing and just keep trying. And especially if you haven't figured out, what skill set do I really want to master, just keep trying, go through maybe top 3, try all top 3. One of them will click so much easier than the rest, and then you double down on them. There's really no way around this other than to test faster and to execute faster. So if you're still struggling with this, try that out. And know that even for the best people in business, even for the people who have, done it all, have achieved status and everything, they still had their moments where they were still figuring things out, seeing what was the best vehicle for them to get the results that they wanted to. And even once they found that vehicle, it's a lot of testing out to figure out what niche it is that they wanted to serve when they were even using that vehicle. So forgive yourself if you don't have it figured out on day 1. It takes some time. So let's talk about the second lever, buying courses and paying your way up through masterminds and people. Now that you've found your core skill, you've been doing your outreach, maybe you've closed your first few clients, seeing your first couple of sales come in, maybe it's your first 10K, and you're surprised that you actually made it work. It's time to use the just-in-time principle to grow your business through knowledge. for most people, when you start off in the online marketing world, the entrepreneurship world, what happens is that you have a ton of courses that you can buy. $907, $500, 47, whatever, right? You can buy them at the start to get your foot going or get started on whatever project it is and industry that you want to create to serve. But there comes a point in time where you don't need to buy any more courses, and most of the time there is a specific type of time that allows you to make the most money from the course that you just bought. And this is when you've pushed yourself to the limit of the course that you've just bought, and you really have milked out everything, and you are trying to you have a new problem and you can't solve it, you've tried all the solutions, and you really need to firefight something in your business. That's when you buy the course to help you to solve it. This will give you the highest ROI because you're currently struggling with some part of your marketing campaign, and then you buy the course, it solves the problem, you make money almost immediately. So that's the approach that I usually use when it comes to buying courses. Wait for the time where it's really extremely urgent in your business, and then you buy, and then you apply, and then you make the money, and then you don't spend time collecting a bunch of courses that you never really use. So yeah, I bought my first course when I was 17 in junior college, and I made pretty decent dough, and that's how I knew that I guess this is something that I wanted to pursue. I was 17 at the time, now I'm turning 22, feel old already. 5 years, goddamn. So yeah, lever 3, gaining status so that you can serve your network and have your network serve you as well. When it comes to networking, don't do it just for like, I'm networking to know more successful business people and blah, blah, blah. No. When you network, the intention is actually very clear. When you're meeting new people, when you are looking for business opportunities or people to spend time with, it really is a status game, and it really is about showing the world that you have a certain degree of value, that people who are out there value you, value your time, are willing to spend time with you, and that's kind of like a vouch for your character and your personality. That's the first layer of networking. The second layer of networking is that you want to network within people, with people who are in a similar industry as you. But you design it in a way where you are sharing insights with each other, where you are kind of tapping onto a collective knowledge with each other. So like, for example, I have friends in marketing, right? I have people who are running marketing agencies themselves as well. And what we do is we kind of come together, we do our own thing, and we have success, we tell them, this is something that's working for me. And maybe if we are struggling, we ask, hey, this campaign is not working, how do you solve it, right? And when you have that kind of support system and you build it yourself from the ground up, from scratch, that allows you to really have a group of people to keep you going and to keep you pushing towards your goals as well. So how do you even start networking like this? How do you even attract this higher profile type of people? It comes down to 3 things. Number 1, you have to know yourself. You have to get that core skill part down. You have to be able to recognize all of those core skill things. You have to be good at what you do. You have to already have a certain level of success, right? Number 2, you actually have to enjoy spending time with them. You can't just gain status, and people will see through that. You have to actually enjoy their character, enjoy who they really are. And number 3, I said probably have to be in the same industry as well. And yeah, when you are in your network and when you are in your inner circle of friends, I think a good principle that you want to have is that you want to give as much as you take, maybe give a little bit more. And you want to make sure that everyone that you are connecting with, especially when it comes to your network, is gaining some sort of value out of you, and you're building that tribe, that group of friends, that group of business owners who are all benefiting from being together with you. If you set the example that you're a taker, it's just going to set the example for other people to take from you as well. And that's why there's It's just something that you want to keep in mind when building this tribe for yourself. So let's talk about lever 3 in getting your competitive edge in marketing. You want to be able to look beyond your own industry and niche. Just now I talked about, developing your network. I talked about having friends in the same place as you, testing, developing that kind of knowledge where you guys test out different things, come back, share, solve each other's problems. First type of edge that you can develop. Second type of edge is this one that I'm talking about, which is being able to read beyond your industry. You don't have to, you're here because you're an aspiring digital marketer and you want to make it in this industry, right? Or you are agency owner, blah, 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 blah. So don't close off all the options. Don't just read within this industry itself. Take some time to look beyond, to see what you enjoy, and see how you can bring it to your work profitably. So what do you do when you have time? What do you do when you have free time to think about other things in life, right? How do you make that time profitable as well? I think here are some examples of how I've done it, how I've looked into divergent industries, like reading broadly to help me with my business. I looked at the nature of money, I looked at investment banking, I looked into how governments are run, I looked at how power is built up over time, I looked at some world leaders and their marketing strategies, and basically you just look into fields that interest you, kind of pique that level of passion in you, and you think about how you can bring that into your work. That way you make your work just a little bit more fun, because it gets tiring sometimes. So there's so much in this world, and it's good to let your mind wander once in a while, as long as you're able to bring it back to your main thing and your core skill which supports you in your life. So lever number 4 in terms of marketing and creating that edge for yourself, you want to be the one that's testing and inventing marketing frameworks consistently. You want to be the one that sees what sticks first, and you want to be the one that squeezes these new strategies first. So we're going to get quite technical in this part, but now we're going to be talking about testing out different marketing frameworks. Sometimes you're given the advice that you should stick to one thing that you're really good at. For me it's copywriting, and you keep selling the same thing. But that's going to get old soon. You're not going to have any innovation within that if you just keep on doing the same thing. And you have to think about what other trends can you be riding on. And yes, this is a bit of shiny object syndrome, but you probably, in terms of time allocation, you probably want to be spending at least 10% of your marketing bandwidth or your personal bandwidth testing out non-proven ideas. If you are a person that usually runs application funnels, maybe you want to take some time to test quiz funnels, launch funnels, organic strategies, email, sales letters, tweaking and testing out different creative styles, webinars, things that people think are stupid or crazy. These are things that are opportunities that can give you that marketing edge. And if you're the first one to test a new marketing idea in a new industry that's never been done before, well, you just make a lot of money because you now are the inventor of it, even though you just threw shit against the wall until it worked. So over a long enough time period, while still having your consistent cash flow from your normal service delivery stuff, you'll be able to get ahead of your market simply because you found the new hack first, and then you can be the one selling the shiny objects, right? You can share it first with your clients, or you can use it to sell more clients and consult for the methodology that you found first, coaching, whatever. So lever number 5, knowing your history and backtesting, in terms of investment speed. This means that in this lever, what you want to do is you want to be able to study the past. You want to be able to study the history of marketing. You want to be able to see how marketing has evolved over time, so that you can spot the trends and you are able to capitalize on those trends first. I can't give you a direct example of how this works, but even in your test, the ones that I was talking about just now, you can't do it blind. There is still money on the line. And this is where, in order to create, to test new shit in an intelligent manner, so that you're not just, wasting your money, wasting your time, you're at least doing something with a probability that it's going to succeed, you have to study your industry's history and what your ancestors have done before you, your ancestors being the previous generation of marketers, maybe 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And you want to study how they've grown over and innovated over the years. As a copywriter, myself, I write sales letters. You usually do this by taking or studying the top promotions that are written maybe 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, right now. You study the evolution of marketing. You really, really go into detail to see, okay, what was the consumer thinking at this point in time? What was the top of mind issue that this copywriter was trying to solve with this promotion, with this sales letter? And what were the tactics that they were using? What were some of the hot trends that was answering the biggest burning desires in the market right now, and how were they able to find that and connect that to the offer on the back end? That's how I would think as a copywriter, studying the history of different sales letters and promotions in the past. As an investor, it's looking at the stock charts and tracking the world events that caused them. You're looking at the macro events, maybe there's a financial crisis, what caused that financial crisis, how do you position your portfolio in that financial crisis. I'm not an investor, but this is one of the ideas that helped me to write campaigns that are more, that have a higher chance of converting. And for marketers, if you are more of a generalist, you do paid traffic, webinars, all sorts of things, you want to be able to study all of the successful marketing campaigns and looking at the marketer's intentions. So really thinking from a perspective of, what kind of ads were they running? What was the traffic channel that blew them up? How did they follow up with their customers? How did they ascend their customers? What was the low ticket offer to the high ticket offer? What was the sales process like? All of these things evolve over time, and everyone adds a little bit to that process and to this world of marketing. So you just want to be able to track that so that you can just be 1 year ahead of knowing where the market is going. Because if you can tell what the future holds in the next 1 year, that's 1 year of being right. And being right in marketing, you can spend $1 and get $2 back, and spend as much as you want. So it is very, very, very profitable to be right in your marketing campaigns and be right in your strategies, because that allows you to grow. That allows you to create campaigns that work. That allows you to create client acquisition systems that are consistent and consistently bring cash for you, that are not full of shit and are proven to work over time with a little bit of innovation that you threw in from your 10% of divergent thinking at the start. So let's talk about level 6, right? We're talking about being open-minded and encouraging crisis and disruption in your industry. I think this happens for all industries, whether you are a trader, lawyer, doctor, whatever. But how we deal with competition and how we deal with innovation in our industry is going to be one of the factors that affect how we do in the future. I think panicking is the worst thing that you can do. Worrying that it's all going to go to hell, that is going to get you killed. So how do you approach competitors, software, and events that threaten to kill your practice? The answer is actually pretty simple, but it's very hard to do. You embrace it. ChatGPT, embrace it. Go high level, embrace it. DALL-E, all your creatives are just being taken over. Embrace it. Virtual teams are doing much cheaper than you. Embrace it. Look them dead in the eye and acknowledge that this is the competition that will be there no matter where you are or where you go, and it is inescapable. Once you understand that fact, you can either join them or be eaten by them. It's as simple as that. So what you need to do is to simply play your cards right and to be able to integrate these new disruptions that are coming into your industry. And these are the 6 levels of developing your marketing edge and your competitive advantage as a marketer. I know that this is a really long video. I hope that my camera didn't die on me and that I'm recording now. But thank you for staying all the way to the end. Well, if you want me to help you with your marketing campaigns, I think I will link something below. You get a free course from me that talks about my entire process of setting up marketing campaigns, from generating a big idea to your offer, and I'm giving that for free. Then you can look at that, and if you decide that this is something that you like, the style that I have is something that you like, DM me. But on a more personal level and on a more personal note, thank you for joining me on this journey. I've been doing this marketing thing for quite a while now, and it's been very, very fulfilling. It's been a way that allowed me to provide for myself. It's been a way that allowed me to take care of myself as well. I didn't really, grow up in the most perfect place, and I was kind of forced into this. I grew up really early, so yeah, all of these things I was just forced to learn, and I'm making this video right now because I want to get more clients, number one. Number two, I guess it's my way of resolving conflict with my past and just sharing out all the advice that I wish I got 2 years ago when I first started out. And I would be able to make so much more progress if I did everything that I just shared with you right now. So yeah, from a sense of regret, I don't know if a sense of learning, maybe, but regardless, it's probably going to help someone, and I'm probably going to get some clients from doing this as well. So yeah, cheers. I'll see you soon. Follow me on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and yeah, look forward to more content like this. I really enjoy speaking to you guys on a personal level and connecting over ideas and strategies, because that's where my mind is at most of the time. Running this agency, copywriter, internet marketing stuff, it takes a lot from you, and it's always nice to be with people who are on the same journey with you as you. So yeah, it took me about 2 hours to write that. I hope that this is something that is useful for you, and I will see you soon.